And in addition, Your Excellency, and on a lighter note, we thank you this time for surprising us very quickly. On the day when we elected the Speaker of Parliament, many of us who were old members of Cabinet were still counting 1 week, 2 weeks. In fact, we were ringing pastors, we were ringing sheikhs to pray for us. Catechists, pray for us. We still have some week. We think after 1 week, Muzee might announce. Your Excellency, you announced it a day later. And it was a very big, pleasant surprise to all of us and all the people of Uganda. And all members of Cabinet extend their very warm wishes to you, Your Excellency. And as you have said, no snoring this time, no sleep, Your Excellency. We shall commit ourselves to your guidance and we shall serve with diligence. And all the people of Uganda I would like to assure all the people of Uganda that we shall deliver as guided by His Excellency the President. And there is a very bright future for all of us as the people of Uganda. Secondly, Your Excellency, allow me to thank you for consistently maintaining and mainstreaming the programs of our national heroes in government, in planning, in budgeting. And I thank the implementing MDS for executing their roles and responsibilities and keeping in contact with our national heroes, specifically the Veterans Association of Luero and many others in other parts of the country. I thank the implementing ministers for doing a good job. We have seen some people there happy because of the houses the ministers constructed for them, Your Excellency, under your guidance. We still promise all those national heroes, the veterans, that we are here to serve and we shall continue serving them. Lastly, Your Excellency, allow me to pay tribute to our national heroes across the country, but specifically those of FRONASA and NRA, who you led in the revolution which has now ushered Uganda into unprecedented peace and security, which is enabling Ugandans to participate in the production and productivity and strengthening the economy in their levels, also political stability and the growth of our economy. It is due to their sacrifice that we are now enjoying those benefits as Ugandans. So I pay tribute to them, and specifically you, Your Excellency, who led them. And those that lost their lives, they did not lose their lives in vain. We thank you for leading them and now producing what the country is enjoying in different dimensions. And finally, I congratulate Your Excellency on this day when we are celebrating our national heroes, and indeed I congratulate all the people of Uganda. With this short statement, Your Excellency, I now take this singular honor and privilege to invite you to address the country. Thank you.
Her Excellency the Vice President and all the other leaders, political leaders, state leaders, the religious leaders, the cultural leaders, and all the Ugandans. The 9th of June, 1981, was selected to represent all the hundreds of thousands who were killed in the Royal Triangle especially. After the war, we collected skulls of Wanga in 32 communal graves, and each one had about 2,000 skulls. So you can count how many people. But we selected the 9th of June because that is when, in the village of Chikandwa, near Semuto, 9 of them were killed, particularly 9 were killed. With Rutamaguzi, people like Nkanjirwa, Sentongo and others, there were 9 of them. They were killed on the 9th of June, today. So that's why we selected that day to represent all the other sacrifices. As the speakers have said, when we were fighting, we had really pressing issues as a country. Not only Uganda, but even the other African countries have been facing or face those problems. In the case of Uganda, the economy had collapsed because of mistakes. Governance had collapsed. Social progress, education, health had collapsed. So really the choice was between survival or continue bleeding like has happened in some of the other countries. Because even today you can get countries in Africa which are bleeding, even today. But here, we said no. This can't be stopped. And that's why we had the student movement initially linked up with the peasants, the rural people, and we were able to create this capacity. I'm glad that some of them are here. Kabandu is a young one. I don't remember him at all. But Nume was there. Nume is there. He was our chairman in Katoka Njiri. We had the elders are there who joined us. And what were our aims? Aim number one was democracy. Let the people choose their leaders. We had chosen leaders in 1962. From that time, no more elections for 18 years, until 19... Until 1980, 18 years, we had no elections again. Why? Because in 1966, we were supposed to have elections in 19... We were supposed to have elections in 1967, but they were cancelled. Because 1966, Obote fought with Mutesa. And that fighting between Mutesa and Obote was due to bad politics, politics of tribes, religion. That's what caused that problem. Then we get Amin coming in 1971, And when Aminu comes and says, I'm the one, I'm here for, I'm the leader for life, whether they elect me or not. So that's how we had 18 years of no elections. Now, 1980, when we defeated Amin, we were supposed to have elections, but our people refused to organize them, UPC. And we tried to talk with them, no way. They would go and declare candidates. Like in West Nile, they stopped the other candidates from going to register, and they were declared unopposed, the UPC candidates. In Tororo, Changomacho, a professor, they said no, he cannot read and write, that he can't, they cancelled him. And we were begging UPC, please, please, please. They wouldn't listen. So that was the first reason, democracy. Then the second reason was security. Security, killing people. No accountability at all. Then the economy, infrastructure, education, health, all those were down. For instance, if you take like health, even by the time we came in 1986, when we launched what we were calling UNEPI, I remember I launched UNEPI, Universal National Expanded Program for Immunization. I launched it with Dr. Gunda in Entebbe. By that time, 96,000 children were dying every year from the 6 killer diseases: measles, the other one called, the 6 of them. And when we immunized, those have polio. If you look for anybody with polio now, you will not see him. If you see anybody with polio, you know that he was born during the time of UPC. That's a UPC disease, polio. And this vaccine, these vaccines were there, but so that's why these were the reasons. Therefore, when you are auditing the aims of the resistance and the achievements, please go by item. Democracy, economy, security, infrastructure, education, health. Of course, there are other things which I don't have to go into, like reputation of Uganda abroad and so on and so forth. As somebody who has been following, I think we have done well. That's why the economy has expanded. The problem of, if you say, for instance, economy, the problem is no longer the supply of goods, because there was Ebola gave into shortages. Ebola, even if you had money, you had nothing to buy. Now the problem is different. There are so many things to sell. The problem is that some people don't have enough money. And that's what we have been telling you to sort out through wealth creation. So this is number one. Therefore, I want to thank the veterans who joined us, civilian veterans, the armed veterans, to achieve this, to defeat an army of the government which had all the weapons. I thank them so much, and even those who are not here, I want their families to be saluted. Thank you so much. Now, after we won victory, we had to stabilize the country. But at the same time, I was aware in my head about the veterans' welfare, how they can recover, or even some of them start. That's why, as Kabando was saying, we started in Tandikwa. And Tandikwa was supposed to be for only the rural area. But as he says, we spread it to the whole country. Because we could see the jealous, why Ruero? We said, okay, let it go to the whole country. And because it started in 1997 in Tandikwa, Samba Mugerwa was the Minister for State for Ruero. Now, it is true, originally the idea was Ruero, for Ruero Triangle, but then there was jealous. People are now saying, oh, why Ruero, why not? So we said, okay, let it be for the whole country. But we did not forget Ruero. Because later on, I called a conference at Kyankwanzi. 800 people came, the leaders. They came, 800. So I evolved a formula which I presented to them. The formula was, the leaders, if you were a chairman or a member of the Secret Committee or the member of the elected committees which were elected later by the ones of the brother of my RDC, what was his name?
Fazale Oseguya.
The brother of Samaguzi, my former RDC.
Katamba.
Yes.
Katamba.
Perez.
Perez, yes. If you are either a member of the Secret Committee or the ones of the elected ones of the Muslim boy, the Muslim boy whom had our chair, he was fighting with Katamba, Kasozi. If you are the Kachiko of Kasozi or Katamba, you also get these leaders. If you gave a chivira, you harbored the camp. If you were a guide, like my guide from Mondlane to Semto to Makurubita. What is his name? Not Senkari. Yeah. Senkari. You get 5 million. Katugenda kuyita bakabandu abo bandage sente ezo. Bakabandu abo ngenda kubayita mwenna. Katonda kyandese wano. We said each one of these gets 5 million. And not only him, even his wife gets 5 million also. Because like, for instance, if you had like Chigongo, if you had like the one of Kangave, the Museum of Kangave,
Muzei Kabugo.
Kabugo, Mzee Kabugo.
Yes, sir.
He would get 5 million, and his wife would get 5 million. And this was long ago. 5 million was a lot of money that time. Then, if you are a guide like Senkari, guide, the one who used to lead us, Senkari, the short man, Mutebi, was he called Mutebi? The one from Wakiso from Semoto to Makurubite also. The short man. Then the one who led us from Nakasero to Chikandwa.
Bomboka.
Bomboka. I know all those people by name. Bomboka, the one-eyed, the one with one eye.
Yes, sir.
So when Bomagala Kulimba Mulimba Valala, Mulinde Veo, Mulimbe. Because here I know everybody by name. So we said any of those leaders, member of Security Committee, member of the elected committee of Kasozi and Katamba, guide, no, the name militia in Etwam Tekamu. They are those who joined the militia. Each one of these gets 5 million shillings. And which year was this when we started?
209.
Yes, long ago. 20 years from now. Then we said, anybody else who was supporting, not a leader, but supporting, gets 1 million. That time,
1.5.
Huh?
1.5.
1.5. Okay. Kati mulaba akakade kyekakoze kati. Akakade kolwaleero. Kakoze ekintu ky'amaanyi. You can imagine the akakade n'ekitundu obudde obwo. This was a lot of money. I can show you Rashida. Show them Rashida of Mpigi. So as they are looking for the camera, how much have we spent on that casino? Okay, katsoke tulabe Rashida.
Amanya gange yenze namulu Rashida. Omutuuze w'ekyalo Kasaka district Butambala Bombe Town Council. Izo omu ku baasookera ddala okuganyulwa mu ssente za PDM mu sako yaffe baali bagiyita Kasaka Enterprise Group gotire yalingi. Kakati ssente nazifuna ku simu message yajja nga nfunye 1 million. Kati neesanyuka nnyo ne ngamba yi byaddala bino. Nenkubira ku chairman wa PDM. Chairman n'angamba byaddala mzee abawadde ssente. Nenziruka ku Centenary Bank nenzijjako nenfuna emitwalo 9,914. Kakati nenkomawo ewaka nensooka nenkola research weewali embuzi ennungi. Ne bandagirirayo ekyalo bakiyita Mabanda kiri mu Kibibi Town Council. Nengenda nengula embuzi 3, embuzi 3 nazigula emitwalo 25,25 emitwalo 75. Nengulako n'ennume. Ennume yali ntoototo kuba nalaba nga nja kugyetaaga mu maaso eyo. Ennume nenjigula emitwalo 15. Nensigazaawo emitwalo 9,114. Nensooka nenkubako ekiyumba ekiri temporary. Kakati bwe mmala okikubako ekiri temporary nembeera n'embuzi nenzirunda. Katonda n'ayamba embuzi ne zazaala abaana babiri kakati we zazaala abaana babiri nempeza embuzi 10 kati olw'okuba nti embuzi zaali ziyaze nga nina obwetaavu bw'ekiyumba nentuulako embuzi 2 nazitunda $40 nenzimbako ekiyumba kino kyemulaba mwe zibeera kati kakati zino era nga bwe muziraba zino zonna embuzi 3 ziri mawako kati nsuubira ate ofunkulizinga ennamba esinga ate ku zino kakati mu mbuzi muno njijjamu maniwa n'atuyambako nze n'omwami wange ne tuteeka mu emwanyi ne zinyirira era kati
you can see now Rashida got 1 million and in no time she bought 3 goats, each one 250,000, 750,000. Then now we have not finished the story, but she already had 10 goats now. They had produced. And now, because they have got goats, they had the manure for the coffee. So, yes, they 1 million. So, bakabanwa milioni yange n'ekitundu $2,290 njagala mundage byakola kubanga sibalambulangako the 5 million for omusajja, 5 million for omukazi. If you are a leader, kubanga twabagamba nti obukulembeze tewali wa musajja bwokka yekka. Like Mchara Kabugo, she was like a co-leader. Mchara Chigongo, where we had the conference. Mchara Rurika, where Yalna Bakazu Babiri, the active one was the younger one. So, Mugene Mulimba Balala. But I have not been following up these things of yours. I've been giving you money. How much money have we spent on that? The casino?
From Schedule 1, since 2008-9 financial year, total is 231,628 million.
231 billion. Yes. 231 billion has been spent on that. So, I need this meeting with the veterans. The committee of Jacobo, of Asimu, and then this the committee of Sedung is now old man. He doesn't follow. It is these younger ones who are following. That. So we need to what happened? 231 billion. How many of the 5 million were got? And how many of the 1.5? Then we didn't stop there. 2013, when I started Operation Wealth Creation, yatandikira Luwero. I told Sare, first give seedlings to the families of the veterans. So ko owereze amakaga abalwanyi. Seedlings ez'emmwanyi, ez'ebibala, ebyamagana. First give the veterans. And he spent like a year or two doing that. So I said, abazirwanako obamazi nti mbamazi. Kubatuuseko bona nti mbatuuseko. Okay, kale oboze kutuka ku abazirwanako now gabira abalala. This is how I did it. So I will get Saleh's list. Saleh should be in that meeting with his list. Naye ffe Abaganda tulina engero zaffe, ffe Abaganda b'omu Lukoola, nti ekitata buyima tekimalako nti wadde ebyo byonna bibaddewo Katonda kyatulese wano. So we are going to have a meeting and find out what happened to all this money. The 231 billion does not include the seedlings of Operation Wealth Creation. That's separate now. Kati akasikano kabanda okayogerako tebandigenzeyo kubanga betwasooka mpoza oluvannyuma nawulirirako no, but that one doesn't apply kubanga oluvannyuma bagamba nti abamu abazirwanako tebalina ttaka. Okay, oba temwalina ttaka naye wafuna akasiimo, genda okola ebirala ebiteetaaga ttaka, because the kasiimo was in cash. It was cash. The kasiimo was in cash. The seedlings were the ones you could say walina okubeera n'ettaka but ekibanja, but the cash you didn't have to have ekibanja. So therefore, in spite of all those efforts, we are now going to meet again, and we are not, even if the veteran died, the children are there. We shall see how to give, and I'm glad you have formed circles, and those circles should preferably not too far, because when you say where is too big. That's why I like the PDM. PDM is in a parish. So maybe the circles here could be, we shall discuss, should it be by the command areas, because we had Black Bomba, we had Mondlane, we had Nkuruma, we had Ngoma, we had Chiwanguzi. Should we follow that, or we shall see? Kubanga sagala abantu baffe bagende wala okusaka sente wala, kiba kirungi bakolere obuweereza babuje awali okumpi. Now, nze enkola yange sirana na baavu, nabagamba dda nsi sagala kulirana n'abaavu buli wembeera. Kulwaki? Kubanga ntya omwenzi ndi mukristaayo, njagala kugenda mu ggulu, saagala bamalayika banzigalire tuge omusajja omugaga, olinga wali omugaga w'omu Bayibuli eyalina obugaga wano ku nsi bwe yatuuka mu ggulu ne bamusindika mu Geyeena. Yensonga mbagamba nti buli wembeera ndina okugezako okusitula embeera y'abantu. So you can show them my kisozi. Nina amaka 28 naye kati wenjogerera bonna kati tulabe ekisozi. Or you don't have them? You don't have?
Nundayo nimanyi
If you are gone struggling with it, once we shall see it. In Kisozi, what I've been doing has been to give free seedlings to the farmers, also giving them other materials for plant and breeding. So in the Rweda Triangle, I have got my government land in Kaumu. I will now use Kaumu to produce seedlings and give again. I have land in Ngoma. I will use that land also to produce seedlings there, government land, so that the children of the veterans get seedlings. So that's not a problem. Meeting veterans, very good. We shall organize. We shall after July, like August. Now, the issue of a nyumba is the one which is a bit tricky, because the people are many, they are not few. Minister that is my group of Kisozi.
John, ni musajja mulimi nundayo nimanyo kusinga nimanye mwanyi ni makasori ebitooke natandise n'okulima ennyaanya naye njala kwebaza nnyo President Museveni kubanga yasanga tetumanyi kyakukola. Kusooka nga ettaka lyaffe lyerisinga obulungi wano mu disitulikiti y'Egombo naye ettaka lyonna nga mbizi za mu nsiko mwe zisula. President bwe yatuweereza abatusomesa ne batuyigiriza engeri gy'osobola okulima emmere bwe twava mu mmere kati abasooka okulabuka ate kakati tuli basajja bagagga. So ekitiibwa kyonna kyonna kiriba President Museveni. Okusooka na President yampa ebitooke nalima yika 5 ebitooke ebyo nafuna nakuŋŋanya $227 mu bitooke. Endala ezaweerera abaana ze nalya nali sizibala naye buli nafunanga katugeze $1,000,000 nga nteekako $300 oba 5 nesevinga $227. Kakati mu sizoni ewedde emwanyi zokka nga nzigyeko ze nateekamu kubanga nze ebiseera ebisinga sibala zentaddemu saagala kuzibala. Njagala bwe mmala ze njagala okukubuulira ge magoba nafuna $15,000,000 nenyongerako sizoni eyo ey'emmwanyi nenzimba ennyumba yali ya $903,000 nenjizimba era naawe weeri nagulawo obuguzi nagulawo $9,000,000 waliwo yiika emu n'ekitundu. Nina abaana 6 bonna bali kusomera kati ekyo nakyo magoba nguzeeko ebibanja kubanga fe abalimi obudde bwona olowooza mu kulima kati bukaseera wobeera ekifo kiba tekikumala kirala nengulamu mulo motoka nagigula $48,000 ebirala nunzeeko ninayo obute butono ate ninayo n'obubuzi bwange neera nabwo buva mu mwanyi President zampadde. Naye tulina ebitusomooza. Ekisooka emwanyi zino zirina akawuka tusobola okulagako nga bino kubanga abatuyigiriza abalimisa batugamba nti ogenda obinojjola kugeza nga kino kati okalaba kano kati amakungula gaakano gandibadde ngaagaakano oba kano naye kati sigenda kufunako kubanga akawuka kaakano. Ekisooka kino ekintu kino kikulu nnyo era nsaba President Museveni atuyambe kubanga kati ffe abeene Gomba ffe etaala yaffe buli kimu kyetufuna kigwe tukaabira. Kintu kino alina okutuyamba okuleeta abakugu tulya kiki tuyinza okuzzaako olw'akantu kano kubanga kasobola okulya yiika kubanga yiika tulowooza nti oba okola bulungi osobola okufuna kati okugeza nga guno omuti nsobola okuggyako kilo 8 kakati kilo 8 buli sizoni enkalu kati kilo y'emmwanyi enkalu egula sinya 52 kati oyinza okubisa n'olaba sente zengenda okufuna nafunye kilo 8 kyokka bw'oba na bino kilo 8 tezisobola kuwera. N'olwekyo njagala okusaba President nga nvudde ku kyakawuka atwongere ensigo seedlings ensigo ennungi zeyatuwa simbi.
So this is the program again which Sade had started with, but this time we are going to repeat it and see directly. I will also be involved directly and find out why, what is the problem. Now, finally, 2 points. One is the hospital in Entebbe. It is true, PPS, it is true that because I support when the veterans are sick, I treat them. But I treat them in Nakasero, government, private hospitals, too much money. So I said, why don't we use Entebbe Hospital to treat these veterans? But it seems I have not followed it up. Should we follow it up and we stop squandering money in private hospitals? Now finally, the issue of the museum. That one we shall buy that land in Megade, because where you are saying is opposite where we had a camp. We had a camp on the left, but the land you are talking about is on the right as you face Gulu. So we shall buy it and build a museum there. So kabandu atugenda kusinkana tuyite mu bitabo obuwumbi 231 bwalaga ku address ki bwalagawa. So then we shall find out if there is any family which didn't get. There are 5 million they will get. And if they had got it, especially at that time, it was a lot of money, 5 million. Even now, only 1 million, they have moved. Mbuzi, Obumyu, Sekoko, Ndiga. You can show them a girl called Opio. Let's see Opio last.
Anya POVK Aburi wan tin man ma aliyeri sel ti banya word ti my town council ti Lira district.
Her name is Apioviki, a resident of Aling Risel, Banya Ward, Amach Town Council in Lira district.
Agam send me PDM.
She got the money for PDM in 2023. 970,000 and then 30,000 remaining in the bank. She planted maize. She bought maize 15 sackets. 30,000 each sacket. She used it, actually she planted it in 3 acres of land. Preparing the garden cost her 150 for the 3 acres. Weeding cost her 50,000. Then spraying cost her 40,000. Time for harvest came. She used the family members and then the neighbors. Then she bought lunch, food for the people for the family which cost her 20,000. And transporting it from the garden to home cost her 50,000. She came and then she removed it from the cup. It gave her 45 sacks. She sold 40 bags. And she got 2,800,000. That was the first season. That is our first plantation.
Ate work e poko. Kwanya million achiel akero dong mepu.
Out of the 2.8, she decided to keep 1 million aside for farming again.
Kwanya million achiel awelo kere roma pa.
She used 1 million for buying ships, 10 of them.
Now, you can hear this Opio girl. She had nothing, but she got the 1 million. She didn't even have her own land. She hired 3 acres, rented 3 acres from another person, where she planted maize, and she harvested 45 bags. After harvesting 45 bags, she sold 40 and got 2.8 million. From 1 million, she now got 2.8. And then she used, I think, 1 million to buy those sheep you see now, the sheep you see. So she has gone from 0 to maize to sheep now. And when I went for the campaign, she had 60 sheep. She was a rich woman now. And she had bought her own land. She was no longer renting. So my veterans who got 1.5 million, eyasembayo atali mukulembeze yali awagira buwagizi abomukyalo waffe bwe twayitangako nakuwubira buwubizi oyo twamuweereza 1.5 million. Abakulembeze bonna n'abakyala baabwe, because like for instance Kisitu, do you remember Kisitu? Kisitu of Rwenkonji.
Ephraim.
Kisitu. His widow told me, his widow, there's a widow who is still surviving. When I was walking, when I was on the trek, yangamba nti nagenda nefuna ezange 5 omukyala yafuna. Kisitu yafuna n'omukyala nafuna. So this is a lot of capital, 5 million. So oba waliwo obunafu mu kukozesa esente ezo oba tezituuka, we shall find out. So veterans in the whole country, I'm very happy to have had this chance to communicate with you. And I'm glad Kabandwa raised the issues, and I've also given me the information. I've given you the information which I have. So, for Abaganda tugamba nti ezibuka teziraganye zikuba n'empowa, but let's now see how we can coordinate better. That birds, when they fly without coordination, they collide. But let's now see how we can rurerugero Abaganda nti ekitata muyima nekimala konte kasabeera n'obulamu wadde ntezifudde. Sente zino obazaawa sente zino obazaawa bazaalagawa obuwumbi 231 obuwumbi 231 ezo zakasiimo teziriko endokwa, ezo endokwa za sale ezo ziri bali, but we shall get it. So congratulations, thank you for supporting the NRM. Katonda ababeere.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I would like to request that we stand up for the anthems. Starting with East African Community Anthem.